Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving deep into the hidden mechanics of our own minds. If you've ever felt completely stuck, or like you're fighting this invisible wall when you're trying to achieve your goals, well, we're going to unpack the exact science behind it. Let's look directly under the hood at the source code of human behavior and uncover exactly why your brain fights change, avoids discomfort, and often keeps you trapped right inside your comfort zone, even when you desperately want to grow.
So, have you ever promised yourself that today would be different? You totally know the feeling. You tell yourself, okay, tomorrow I'm going to wake up early, I'm going to study, or I'm finally going to start that massive project. But instead, you end up scrolling on your phone or taking the easy way out. It is an endlessly frustrating cycle for sure. But once you understand the actual biology behind it, it changes everything.
Section 1. The myth of laziness. And trust me, it's really not what you think.
When we fail to stick to our goals, society loves to hand us a label, lazy. We internalize it, right? We think it's a moral failing, or we just have zero willpower. But actually, scratch that. Science tells a totally different story. Your failure to stick to those big, ambitious goals isn't about laziness at all. It's literally neurobiology. Your brain, it actually prefers comfort over success. It simply isn't designed to help you crush modern goals. It is physically, literally wired to avoid the effort required for growth.
Which brings us to Section 2, the ancient survival machine, evolutionary programming.
Picture your brain as this highly tuned survival machine from hundreds of thousands of years ago. Back then, evolutionary survival meant finding food, securing shelter, and, absolutely crucial here, saving energy. Our ancestors weren't exactly trying to build million-dollar businesses, earn college degrees, or hit their fitness macros. Every single unnecessary expenditure of energy back then could mean injury or death. So today, your high-energy ambitions are constantly triggering your primitive brain to yank the emergency brake just to keep you safe.
Section 3. Why comfort wins. The saboteurs.
Even today, that ancient survival system is still running the show. And it starts with a deep, deep love for predictability. Predictable routines take way less mental effort because we rely on what are called cognitive heuristics. Basically, these are mental shortcuts your brain uses to conserve energy and make decisions totally automatic. The danger here? This exact same system allows bad habits, like grabbing your phone first thing in the morning or reaching for junk food, to become completely automatic simply because the familiar is easy.
And because the familiar is so easy, uncertainty suddenly equals potential danger. Trying something new, like starting a business, speaking in public, or learning a really difficult skill, it creates massive uncertainty. Even if you're just sitting safely in your living room, your nervous system is reacting to these unfamiliar tasks as if you just stepped into a jungle full of predators. Change feels uncomfortable not because you can't handle it, but because your brain is desperately trying to protect you.
A lot of this preference for comfort is driven by dopamine. Now, we usually think of dopamine as just a pleasure chemical, but neuroscientists actually redefine it as a motivation and reward predictor. Your brain naturally gravitates to fast, immediate rewards, like scrolling social media or playing video games, over those slow-burning, meaningful goals, like learning a new language or getting fit. Historically, immediate rewards kept us alive. So when faced with a choice, your brain goes straight for the fastest payoff, every time.
Oh, and then there's the negativity bias. Say you want to launch a new project. Your brain doesn't immediately picture wild success. Nope, it hits you with worst-case scenarios. What if nobody watches? What if they criticize me? What if I fail completely? This is hardwired into us. Think about it. Missing a threat meant death for our ancestors, while missing an opportunity just meant, trying again later. Your brain simply pays way, way more attention to possible losses than it does to possible gains.
All right, Section 4. Rewiring your brain, the science of change. Here's the good news. We are not permanently trapped by our biology. Comfort zones aren't where growth happens. They're literally just where the brain feels safe. Think of your habits like paths in a dense forest. Every time you repeat a familiar behavior, that neural pathway becomes stronger, wider, and easier to walk down. Creating a new habit? That means forging an entirely new path. At first, you're pushing through thick brush and hacking away at branches.
It feels incredibly difficult because the brain hasn't strengthened those new connections yet.
But if you keep at it, neuroplasticity kicks in. This is the brain's remarkable ability to physically reorganize itself by forming new connections based on your experiences. It's a real game changer. And get this, one of the most fascinating hacks for neuroplasticity actually involves shared sensation. Thanks to things called mirror neurons, we can literally experience the world of others. In extreme cases, like a condition called mirror touch synesthesia, people actually physically feel the sensations they see other people experiencing. Crazy, right? But for the rest of us, simply observing others successfully push through discomfort allows our mirror neurons to fire. It neurologically simulates the resilience in our own heads, making it significantly easier to forge those new pathways ourselves.
So how do we practically apply all this? Well, you have to work with your brain, not against it. Step 1, start small, like ridiculously small. Do 10 minutes of exercise instead of trying to commit to 2 hours. These tiny wins create positive feedback loops, basically telling your nervous system, hey, look, this new behavior is entirely safe. Gradually, you make the unfamiliar familiar, and that heavy biological resistance just starts to fade away.
When you do this consistently, you achieve a really crucial mindset shift. You realize that discomfort is actually evidence of progress. When elite athletes train through aching muscles, or top entrepreneurs push through massive uncertainty, they are actively teaching their brains to associate effort with reward. They turn the pain of effort into a glaring, positive signal of growth, rather than a signal to run away from danger.
Because ultimately, your brain doesn't actually hate success. Not at all. It just really hates uncertainty. It simply wants evidence that you are going to survive the journey. By facing small, manageable challenges over time, your ancient survival machine gains confidence. Your comfort zone naturally expands, and the stuff that once felt totally impossible just starts feeling completely normal.
True growth happens through countless small moments of courage. So I want you to think about this. Which habit are you going to rewire next? The next time you find yourself choosing comfort over your goals, just remember, your brain isn't trying to sabotage you. It's honestly just trying to keep you safe. But thanks to neuroplasticity, you have the incredible power to retrain it. Thanks so much for joining me on this explainer, and I'll see you next time as we continue to decode the fascinating mysteries of our minds.